office is talking about college athletics, and for that we had to go to the big gun. From the University of New Mexico, the president of the university, Dr. Robert Frank. And do you like for us to call you doctor, or do you just call you Bob? Or how
Bob's
do you like
fine.
it, man?
Bob's fine.
All right, Bob. Let's just jump right in. You know, like you came in at a time when all this conference shifting is going on, and it has to be interesting for you. I mean, what has it been like for you to come onto the job when universities are changing? As far as I know, the presidents have a lot of say with all this conference stuff. What has it been like for you?
Well, it's been a quick tutorial over the complexity of college athletics. I had to learn a lot. I sat down with President Smedley, and he taught me a lot about what was happening and what I might expect. And from time to time, I've had to go back and ask him what he's thought, and so he's been very helpful to me.
And as far as how things keep changing, I know there's just recent change with the Mountain West doing what it does. You know,
Yeah.
Boise State coming back,
Yeah.
and maybe possibly a 12th member. From where you sit, I know that you only have you don't know the whole picture, but from where you sit, what do you think's gonna happen? Do you think they're gonna get a 12th member, or?
Yeah, we'll definitely get. I think we'll definitely get another member in the Mountain West, and maybe more. I mean, UNM wants members that provide depth to the conference. For us, the best member would be in Texas. Clearly, Texas would offer recruiting opportunities for our football team and our basketball team, and that's what we'd best like to see. But that said, clearly San Diego State has been a member and has some historic and you know, there's a lot of TVs in California that would be an opportunity for us as well. So it'll be somewhere between those two dynamics.
And as far as BYU coming into the equation, you know, like I guess there was also a source saying that BYU is kind of favored among some of the people that have the say in the conference.
There are BYU supporters in the conference. BYU is not my favorite. I think BYU brings some complexities with it, but they do have some strengths. They have a TV station, and they have a following, just like Boise State has a following, BYU has a following. So, you know, the presidents get together, and each president makes their supports, and we talk it through, and at the end of the day, we take a vote, and the schools that get the most votes get voted in. It's pretty much a political process.
Yeah.
You know, biggest number wins.
And as far as TV contracts and all that stuff goes, how complicated has that been with, you know, like there's been this wrangling going on. Oh, we're going to the Big East, we're staying here, we're going to, you know, with all this stuff going on, how hard does it make for conferences to lock down TV deals when there's so much uncertainty and things like that?
Well, the TV is a very, very significant influence in this part of the conversation, and it's been eye-opening to me as a new president to learn all about this. So we've got a media consultant who's part of all these conversations. Interestingly enough, the same media consultant seems to consult with every conference in America, so it's very, very interesting. The same guys at every table, but everybody seems to think he gives everybody fair numbers. But so you'll ask him what's going to happen if this happens, and he says, well, this, and this, and he tells you what it means to everybody. But it's a big part of all the conversations. So we sit there and we listen to what he says, and he tells us what it means for us. CBS has a big influence for us. They hold the Mountain West contract. We've been successful at getting them to be broader and give us more subcontracts, and Paul Krebs has laid that out pretty clearly in several of the articles that appeared in the Journal. So we now have a more diverse contract that's much richer for the Mountain West, and that's been a big factor at making it better for our schools.
How big do you think it's going to go to this super conference thing? You know, you hear that people say, oh, there's going to be like 4 major conferences or whatever, and they're going to have 20 teams and all this stuff.
I don't think we're going to get there very quickly, to be honest. I think we're at a more stable position right now. So I think right now I think it's going to slow down with what's happened. I think the Mountain West is a much healthier conference than it's ever been. And with that, I think that's changed the dynamics. We've jumped up, and we're at a position where that stopped a lot of the crumbling, I think. And so the other conferences are pretty stable too. We'll see a little bit more erosion in the Big East, I think, and that might change some things. So we might become a bigger conference, but I don't think we're going to see a lot more of this going on. That's my own guess right now, is it's about to stabilize for a while.
But you don't think
it's just a guess?
No, I know it's a guess. You don't think like you guys would get any Big East teams like how they were doing you guys, do you? Or I know I've heard somebody say that, put that out there.
I think it's possible that we could see one or two more Big East teams come to us, but it's just a guess. I don't know anything specific.
Right.
There's certainly no Big East teams knocking on our door saying they're coming to us. I don't know anything like that.
And your reaction when Boise State came back, I know you must have been happy, because this is your conference.
I think it was good for our conference. Clearly, it's financially it was good, and I think the regional rivalries it's good. So I think this makes us a stronger conference. Last year when I first came as president, we were worried about the future of the conference. Right now, the conference is stable, so this is a good situation for us.
And UTEP and schools like that, I guess they're going to probably be on the outside. I know they're still in Conference USA, but do you think that would be looked at because they're in this area or anything like that? I know you talked about Texas. This UTEP and Houston. UTEP, Houston, SMU come to mind. Mm-hmm. Am I in the right area or?
Yeah, the real gems in Texas are those in the big markets, which are Houston, Dallas, those kinds of areas. Those are the ones that really bring value to us. UTEP is a regional competitor, and we certainly like them for the regional competitiveness. They don't. I don't think they bring as much economic value to a conference.
Right. Well, as far as you having a background as a swimmer here at New Mexico, and some of the things that you've done, would you call yourself like a athletic-friendly president? Because there's been presidents that's gone to universities before, and all of a sudden they're like, slash this, slash that. They don't need this, they don't need that.
Well, I'm certainly a president that got through college because of athletics, so I have to be an athletics-friendly president. I mean, I went through college on a scholarship, an athletic scholarship, so I'm certainly an athletics-friendly president. I believe in the value of athletics. And so I enjoy college athletics. I've seen what it can do for people's lives, and I'm a product of it. And so, I certainly think I'm a college athletics-friendly president, and I love college athletics as a personal thing for myself. My son's playing college basketball at Kent State, so I like athletics.
Could you talk about how you feel, like your unique way to get in here and get some things done? Because with your New Mexico background, going to Mayfield High School and kind of seeing how things work around this state and all that, you have a unique view of things as opposed to other presidents in the past and stuff like that. I mean, because you're equipped with knowledge of the state, like really equipped.
Well, I've been gone a long time, in all honesty. So I mean, I certainly have a love of New Mexico. I feel like I have a New Mexico heritage, and I'm thrilled to be back here. My wife's thrilled to be here. So there's certainly, we come here knowing something about New Mexico, but we've been gone a long time. We have a ton to learn about being here, but there's certainly no lack of passion and love for New Mexico. We've come back. We have a lot of friends here, so it's been easy for us to adopt to being here. That said, lots to learn, as I mentioned. But the time we've been here, it's been easy to engage and learn about New Mexico. I know my way around campus, I know the streets, and that part's been easy, but lots has changed in the time we've been gone. So I think it's been mostly a plus, but the learning curve has been steep. It's now I feel like I'm getting to the top of my learning curve. I know lots more than I knew 6 months ago, 7 months ago, but I think it made it easier when I first came to know the difference between some things that somebody that didn't grow up here might not have known.
Tell me, man, I know this. You have to have done this. When you left, how bad did you miss green chili?
I missed the first months back. I overate seriously on the Mexican food. There's no question about it that I splurged, and it took me probably 3 or 4 months to realize that I didn't have to have Mexican food every time I went out. And so now I finally come to realize I can order other things on the menu. It's good for my weight. I can finally eat more normally, and so I've now stopped putting on as much weight as I was putting on. So that's good for me.
I really think people underestimate green chili because I've been away for a while, and it was like I miss green chili, like almost like an addict.
Yeah, and I had that same sensation. I was eating it at all 3 meals, every meal I went to, and so now I've stopped that. I just eat it. I just eat it like a normal person does occasionally when I go out, and that's been very good for me. But I do love having it whenever I want it. That's been very nice. I don't feel like every time I go to the grocery store I have to buy it. That's been good too. So, but it's great to have it whenever you want it. And it's great to be able to walk outside, see the sun and the mountains anytime you want it. I've enjoyed that immensely. So there's a lot of thrills about living here.
Well, it's good to have you back,
Thank
man,
you.
and thank you so
you.
much for your time. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
I appreciate
We
it.
call him Bob, president of the university, Dr. Robert Frank. That's his formal name. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.